Okay, in this video, we are going to put in a flight of stairs that's going to connect up level O1 lower level to level O2 entry level. So let's put in our stairs. Let's go to the floor plan view of 01 lower level. Double click on that. And we're going to zoom out. We can get rid of this little detail line that we used for our axis that we mirrored about. And here's what I'm thinking. I want to put in a flight of stairs. If we go to our O2 floor plan level, you can see we've got this mezzanine. We've got our floor slab stops here, and we can look down upon everything that's going on in this very dramatic double volume space. So I'm thinking what we want to do is maybe a flight of stairs, a run of stairs that comes up to a landing. You turn on the landing and then turn again and take a final leg of stairs up to the second floor. That's the game plan here. So we'll go down to the lower level floor plan. We'll put in our flight of stairs and then we will adjust it. It goes with my philosophy of get the thing put in there imprecisely and then precisely locate it. So what I want you to do is go to the 01 lower level floor plan, double click on it. We're just going to zoom in. We can't see where the mezzanine is, but that's okay. We don't need to really know that at this point in time. Go to the Architecture tab. Now go to over here, Stair. We've got a whole bunch of different things we've been putting in. Under Stair, go to the drop-down menu for Stair, and we want to do Stair by Sketch. We want to be able to draw this whole thing. So if we do Stair by Sketch, we've got a couple of different options here. Make sure that Run is checked. Again, red X, green check mark. We're going to create our stair, and if we're happy with it, we will hit the green check mark. If we're unhappy, we'll just X out of there. So what you do is we've got Run set up. Over here, the properties now pertain to the stair that we're creating. We want the stair to start at 01 lower level. That's our base level. And we want the stair to conclude at O2 entry level. Pretty straightforward. I don't think there's anything else. I'm just kind of looking to see if there's anything else that we need to. By default, the stairs are going to be 3 feet wide. If I needed to change the width, I could change it right here. But I think 3 feet is pretty generous for this flight of stairs. It's telling me, it's doing the math, and it knows the rules of interior stair design. So it knows that the riser height will not be any higher than 7 inches, and there's a maximum tread depth of 11 inches. Revit does all the math, and factoring all that in, it knows that the desired number of risers that you want to have to reach from 01 to 02 is going to be 18 risers, 18 risers and treads to go from one level to the next. So take a look at this. All we have to do is click and drag the cursor in the direction that our first flight of stairs needs to go, the direction that we need to be walking as we go up to the landing. So I'm just going to click anywhere. As long as I'm in this general space, it doesn't matter where I'm going to click. So I'm going to click and start pulling over, and look at this. As I zoom in, you can see how many risers I've created and how many are remaining. What you want to do is drag in this direction until the number of risers created equals the number of risers remaining. When you get to that point, that is where your first run of stairs needs to conclude, and you need to click the mouse button. We already know from looking in our properties menu that we want to have a total of 18 risers. 18 will get us from level 1 to level 2 in a comfortable manner. So really, I want to get this to the point where it says 9 risers created, 9 remaining, and that's right here. And you can see this kind of snaps from riser to riser. Once I get to the point where it says 9 risers created, 9 remaining, I click. So click. Then I move down in the direction that one would travel if they were turning the corner and walking down the landing. So I'm going to make a right turn. I'm going to pretend as I'm walking up this flight of stairs, I'm going to turn right. And it doesn't matter how far I go, but I want to give myself plenty of space. So I'll just kind of take it to about here. We can always adjust this later, the length of our landing. But now I'm going to click and create that final run of stairs up to the second floor. And by the time I get over here, it says 18 risers created, 0 remaining. When I get to that point, I click, and it fills in the gaps. It's created my first run of stairs, it's created my landing, and it's created my second run of stairs. How big a gap we have here, we've got the ability to control it. You don't want these two really too close to each other, but usually I might put maybe 6 inches, 9 inches, or a foot in between. Let's take a look at how much of a gap we currently have there. And I'm going to go up here. Here's my little tape measure icon. This is a great tool because you can click on it, click a starting point and an end point, and it'll tell you how much difference we have. Total length 1 foot 2 and 89 256ths of an inch. 1 foot 2 and 89 256ths inches. Okay. It's crazy how precise Revit gets. Let's just squeeze this in. Let's move this up 2 and 89 256ths of an inch up. So I'm going to hit escape to get out of the tape measure mode, wheel out just a little bit, and I'm going to fence off. I'm holding down my mouse button. I'm just going to fence off this portion of my stair. You can see it's blue. It means I can now activate it. I'm going to use my move command, and I'm going to move this up 2 and 89 256ths of an inch upward. So I've got it selected. I hit my move icon. I click anywhere in the white screen, and I drag in the direction it needs to go, and I type in 2 space 89/256 inch, enter. Now if I measure with my tape measure, I should have 1 foot even. Yep, 1 foot even in between. And you can also look up here. This tells you where the total length is when you use the tape measure. I can now hit escape. I might actually move this in another maybe 3 inches. So I'm going to fence this off again, and I'm just kind of improvising. I'm winging it. I'm going to use my move icon, click anywhere in the white, move straight up, and just type in 3 inches, enter. That looks a little more manageable. You got to realize these edges are called stringers. They've got a certain amount of thickness. They're usually made out of wood or metal, just depending on who the contractor makes these stairs, if they're specially built by a stair manufacturer. So you don't want this gap to be too small, but anywhere between maybe 4 inches and 12 inches is fine for this. I think this stair looks pretty good. I'm going to hit my green check mark now. And the whole thing turns into a real flight of stairs. If I click on the white, it gets deselected. One of the things that's kind of weird when Revit creates a flight of stairs is it always puts little up and down notes, letting you, the viewer, know which direction where you need to go to be going up or down the flight of stairs. It's always off center in this weird way, and I've never seen it looking like this in architectural drawings. If we click on our flight of stairs, I can grab that little knob beside the up, and I can kind of center it. I can move the word up so it's centered on the up arrow. And you can see this flight of stairs, there's a little cut line here indicating that it's passing through our field of vision. So here's our flight of stairs on level 01, lower level. If I go to the 02 entry level view, you can see there's our flight of stairs. It's actually impinging on our floor slab here. Also, the word down is off center. I'm going to grab it and just kind of move down so it's properly located. So what I'm going to do is just move our flight of stairs out a little bit. So if I click on the stairs, I also need to hold down the control button and click the railings as well, I think. Yep. Or I could hit click on this railing, hold down control, click on this railing, keep holding control, click on the stair itself. All 3 of them need to be selected, and now I can use my move icon to click anywhere in the white, drag it out, drag it clear, and now I could do this. Now I'll use my move icon. I'm actually going to click on the edge of this stair. I want the edge of this stair to be in line with my floor slab. And similar, I want to pull this down a certain amount. So maybe I'll just kind of grab that and make sure. There we go. I don't want this to impinge on this wall, but they can be aligned with each other. Actually, since I could take this whole staircase and move it so that the edge of the staircase is flush with this the edge of the floor here. So I'm going to click on that railing, hold down Control, click on this railing, click on the staircase itself so that all of them are selected. Go to my move icon, click on the edge of my stair itself, and then just pull it down so it's flush with the edge of that floor slab. And then hit in the white area. So there we go. There's my flight of stairs. Let's take a look at how this whole thing would realistically look. Like we put a camera in previously, we're going to put another camera in. In fact, you can put as many cameras in your view as you like, in your model as you like. So here I am on this O2 entry level. Let's do this. Let's go down to the O1 floor plan, entry level floor plan, and go up here to our by default 3D view. Go to the drop down beside default 3D view and click on camera. And I'm going to put my camera way as tight in this corner as I can. And I'm going to click. I'm going to wheel out a little bit. I'm going to pull this through. And remember, you want your middle line to really pull through the extent of your building. So I'm going to click just like that. The floor plan level that you are on when you create your camera is where you, the viewer, are. That's why I wanted to be on the O1 lower level when I put my camera in there, so that I could see everything from down below. I didn't want to be floating in the middle of this space on the O2 floor level plan. I'm going to zoom out just a little bit. I'm going to pull these out just a little bit more so I can really see what's going on here. You can fine tune this. We can see there's no ceiling in here yet, so we're still seeing the underside of the roof. But this looks pretty good. Let's do something. Let's turn on the fine resolution. Let's also turn on colors. You can see it's kind of dark here. We might want to even put in some more windows here. But let's... there's our staircase. It goes from level 1 up to level 2. We can change a few things here. Let's change the rail. I'm not a big fan of this. This makes me think of like a Motel 6 or something. These kind of ugly looking handrails that come with the railing. If I hold down Control and select both of these, you can see that these are railing, handrail, dash, rectangular. There's actually some other options here. Let's try guardrail pipe. That kind of looks a little more intriguing. We could also hold down Control, select both of these handrails, and try like glass panel. See what that looks like. So we got some different options here. Some stuff that looks kind of interesting. You're not stuck with a Motel 6 railing. Let's go ahead and hit Control S. Let's save our work. And let's just put in some, this looks awful dangerous. Let's put in some guardrails up at the top of our mezzanine, and that will be it for our lesson in stairs and handrails. Let's go to the floor plan for O2 entry level. There's our stair. Let's put in a handrail. Let's go up to architecture, and we'll go to railing right over here. Let's hit sketch path. We're going to draw the path that each of these handrails takes. Let's see if we can, we'll select glass panel bottom fill, because we want this handrail to match the handrail that's going up the stairs. We want it to look continuous. So remember, this is the bottom portion of our stairs. We come up to this landing and we come up here. So really, this is the railing that we want to join it up to. So let's just see if we can... I'm going to snap to this midpoint. I'm going to come out maybe 6 inches. I'm just making this up as I go along. So I'm creating these pink segments that really represent the path that the handrail will take. And let's just hit our green check mark and see how that looks. Let's go back to our camera view. If we scroll down here, there we go. There's that handrail we just put in. We can go to where it says 3D View 1 and rename it. Right-click and we call it, we'll just call it Stair View 1 in case we wanted to put other views of the stair in. And we'll put OK in. Let's go ahead and put one on this side as well. So we'll go back up to level 02, entry level. And this time, we'll go to architecture, go to railing, sketch path. Again, I'm just going to draw the path that it's going to take. If I click on, I think it was like midpoint right here. Can you see? There's a difference between endpoint and midpoint. Midpoint is where the middle of the existing railing. If we join up our current railing with the existing railing at the midpoint, they'll look nice and neat. So again, I'm going to click midpoint, and I'm going to drag it out 6 inches. I think that's what I did last time. And then go straight down. I don't know how far down to go, so I'm just going to stop it there. And here's what I'm thinking. I want the distance between the middle of this railing and this floor edge to be the same as this floor edge to the middle of the new railing that comes over here. So I'm going to take this railing and I'm going to mirror it around that and get it out here. So if I click on this railing and I use my mirror command and I make sure copy is selected, I can now select this edge and it puts a mirror image of my railing right there. Now I can use my trim extend corner to click on the portions I want to keep, click on modify, click on this line segment, and then pull that blue line, that blue bulb, all the way down here. There we go. I think I'm happy. I think this is going to look good. So I'm going to hit my green check mark, click on the white. Let's go down to our 3D view and just see stair view 01. That's what we've created. That looks really good. Okay. One thing I want to change, one thing that's bugging me is this opening here. There's no trim around it. It's just a door opening. I want to put some trim around there. So let's do this. Let's go to, I wonder if I can, while we're in here, let's go to the 01 lower level floor plan. Let's see if we can take this out and replace it with a cased opening. Maybe I can go to an opening with some trim around it is what I'm really looking for. So I don't see anything in here. Let's go to, I can't remember if an opening with trim on it is considered a door or a component. So let's go to door. Let's hit load family. I think there's an option here, openings. Let's see if we can see if there's a, there we go. Passage opening cased. Does it allow me to load it in? Oh, if this comes up, this means that Revit doesn't consider a cased opening, an opening with trim on it, to be a form of a door. So we need to do something else to make this work. So let's go back to modify. Let's take this guy out. Let's delete. Let's hit the delete key on our keyboard. This time we're going to go to architecture. If we're putting something in that's not really a door or a window, but is more like something else, that's called a component. So we're going to go to component and we're going to hit place component. And we're going to hit load family. This time we're going to go to openings. And this time we're going to go passage opening cased. There we go. It allows me to put it in, and I'm going to, it kind of allows me to snap it. You can see it's 2/6 on either side. So if I put it in there, now I've got something. It looks the same in plan. It doesn't look any different than our previous opening, but it's got trim around it. So if we go back to our 3D view, stair view 01, it just looks it looks nicer. So if you're ever trying to load something in like that and Revit says you can't load this particular family, try loading it as a component rather than as a door. At this point, let's hit Control S. Let's save our work. And that is, in a nutshell, how you put in a simple flight of stairs. There are more advanced, more complex types of stairs you can add in, but for this lesson, this will suffice.